Good morning, world. One more video for today before the movers get here, get me out of here. I'm going to pack up this garden separately in a U-Haul. I had to let go of a I can't even say it. Still can't say it. Non-for-profit. Okay. This program was meant for orphan kids that are on the streets. Okay. It is a ministries program, and it pisses me off that they would do this, because I've already experienced the same exact shit from another non-for-profit organization. Quite a few years ago, I lost everything. I ended up homeless. And I reached out to a non-for-profit organization. I think it was called don't quote me on that. I probably shouldn't say it. Okay, so it was a veterans program. Okay, that helped get veterans off the street and give them housing. Okay, I should put it that way. But what was actually happening is they were taking the identity of the veteran, applying their identity to these grants meant for the housing and support of that veteran to get that veteran, back on their feet and reorganized and confident enough to take on life again, right? But they were embezzling this money and buying themselves brand new big ass trucks, and they were city folk too. What the fuck you need a big ass truck taking up fucking 2 spaces at your non-for-profit office? Big ass homes, all kinds of stupid shit. Okay. With that said, that's embezzling. Okay. If you're not going to apply that money to the veteran and you're just paying yourself or tapping into those accounts for personal use, that's embezzling. That's what BLM got in trouble for. Okay. It is a common issue with non-for-profit organizations. Okay. If you have a non-for-profit organization and you're doing that, that is a felony. Okay? Because those grants are federal money. That's prison time. Bare minimum, I think it's bare minimum is 10 years. Okay? Now, back to the orphan kids organization. That non-for-profit really irked my nerves. Okay? Because I was one of the child advocates that stuck up for bad things that have happened to my generation and the current generation. And they're using these kids as identity, their socials, to gain access to these grants and other donations. And these kids are not being taken care of. They don't have a proper home setting where they have their own bed, a clean bathroom, take a shower, and take care of themselves. They're not being taught how to properly take care of their hygiene. They're not being pulled off the street and given the opportunity to get clean off of drugs and alcohol. And the clothing issue, that was one of my biggest fucking pet peeves, man. To make a person more confident, you teach them proper hygiene and proper dress attire and get them good clothes. Even if it's from Goodwill and it's still good attire, they need to have that confidence. If they're walking around in nasty clothes and shoes and no jacket, and they're still coming around the organization, and you're not actually doing anything about it, you're embezzling. Okay? Even if it's like a small business, that's another one. If you were like me and do like general contract work, or a babysitter, or an Uber driver-ish, like you're transporting the neighborhood kids from the farm neighborhood out to the town so they can catch the bus, because it's like fucking 15-20 minute drive kind of thing. I've seen that. But it's like a community little shindig where somebody has a minivan or something and they transport. Okay. Another thing, when I was mowing lawns, that's an LLC too. Okay. If you want to make good money on LLC, put yourself on the fucking payroll and pay yourself good, because obviously you have skills. If you have certifications and degrees like I do, pay yourself good. Don't embezzle that shit. That's dumb. Okay? I'm only bringing this up, all these things, because that shit really fucking pissed me off. You don't do that to kids, man. If you're going to be a child advocate and get orphans off the fucking street, or even veterans off the street, you make sure their home life is fucking secure. They have good hygiene and clothes and shoes and jacket. You make sure they have access to medical, dental, vision. A lot of orphans and veterans don't have contacts or glasses, and that's another confident decreasing trauma. Okay? Because they can't see, they can't understand. Some of these people don't know how to read yet, and they're teenagers. You got to help these people. Stop embezzling off of their identity and get shit done. Alright, this ended up being a little too long because I'm upset. May not make it to the TikTok. I'll probably have to just go put it on my YouTube. Y'all have a beautiful day. And if you catch something like this in your life, speak up about it. Tell the proper authorities, and if you have evidence, turn it in. Okay? If I had the time and money, that non-for-profit for those orphans would be mine right now. Fair warning. This is not a threat, and I'm not insinuating anything. I want to be left alone. I walked away. Okay? I'm not going to tolerate retaliation for this video. I will turn in what little tiny evidence I have that shows me embezzling. I will. Don't retaliate. I walked away. I'm going to leave you alone. Don't do it again. Get those kids off the street, please. Have a beautiful day, folks. I gotta get moved. Get the fuck out of here. Later.